Welcome to our all new edition of Big Top 20 Countdown. This week, we're counting down the top 20 Thanksgiving songs, and we're talking to our guest, Justin Charles. But you guys, let's get into this countdown. The number 20 song is by the legend, the late great legend herself, Natalie Cole. This song is called Be Thankful for What You Got. So let's get into it. Be Thankful by Natalie Cole on Big Top 20 Thanksgiving Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 19 song, Alicia Myers with I Want to Thank You. And you guys, we're talking to our guest, Justin Charles. You guys, he's a director, he's an actor, man, he's awesome. Justin, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Feel good. I just had a shoot yesterday, man. I felt good about that. So I'm almost wrapped on my movie Mid City Dreamers. So I got like 2 more days of shooting.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Tell my listeners about yourself.
Oh, just tell you about it. So
No,
basically,
tell me your listeners about yourself.
oh yeah, well, I've been kind of like going back and forth for a few years on
Hmm.
you know, um what I want to do as a filmmaker. So it's been a while since I've actually like produced and directed anything. I actually did two feature films like years ago. One is on Tubi, it's called Be Easy, so you can watch that
Okay.
now if you want to. It's a product of its time, you know. And this most recent one that I've been working on is Mid City Dreamers, which is very, very, very close to my heart, man. It's a very, very special movie about these musicians, a singer, a rapper, and a producer that are in a group. And the rapper, he gets the record deal and he leaves the group.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
And then
typical.
and so then like 9 years goes by and he's kind of burned by the industry, and he wants to get back to his roots, and reconnect with the group again. You know. So it's a
Yeah.
bunch of drama with that, because there's some surprises and stuff, along the way, you know. So yeah.
Wow. How did you get into directing?
How'd I get into, well, just filmmaking overall? It's just been a dream since I was a kid. Since I was
Mm.
around 6 years old, man, I got a love for movies. Like I'm a movies obsessed, you know.
Wow.
And so, first I was into acting, so as a child, my mom put me into like plays and acting classes, stuff like that. And I used to go out on auditions for like stuff like the Mighty Ducks. Remember the Mighty Ducks?
Yeah, I
Like
remember that movie.
I literally like went on auditions for like that stuff. Uh
Wow.
yeah, back in the 90s. And then
Yeah.
when it was time to, go to college, um well even before that, like in high school, we make little short films and stuff, like you try to recreate the Matrix, you know,
Yeah, I
with
remember
the
that.
camera. And that's when I first
Yeah.
started learning how to edit on Premiere, you know,
Oh,
and
oh,
then went to college, LACC, for the
oh,
film
yeah.
school, the cinema program, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, studied there. And then from that, I just started writing my own scripts and then actually just going out there and shooting stuff, you know. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, and then I guess you want to say took a break, you know, but came back
Mm.
to it, we'll say about 2 years now. Been working on that project, Mid City Dreamers, and it's just evolved, and we started shooting this past March, you know.
Okay, this past March. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So it's been taking a while to get it done because scheduling and stuff like that. Uh People have to
Yeah.
work. So we've been shooting on, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, and it's coming together, man. It's probably gonna be about 2 hours long at this point, you know.
Oh, do you already have a deal for that? Is it
So
going to be?
so the thing is I want to self-distribute this thing, you know.
Okay.
This is my IP, my property, I want to and that's the cool thing about uh being an independent filmmaker right now, is that
Yes.
you don't really need an intermediate now. You don't have to go through a distribution company. You can self-distribute it yourself, you know,
Wow.
because a lot of these sites like a Tubi or Amazon, they're ad based, you know, and that's where the revenue comes back. They,
Yes.
share a percentage of it, you know. So you can make
Yeah.
these movies at a decent budget, you know, or no budget at all. Just you got a decent story, you know, it could attract some people, your social media, your actors, you go to your actors like, hey, what are their social media? And they go promote it or whatever and just draw the audience. But if you have a good, engaging story, you know, people gravitate to it, you know,
Yeah.
and it doesn't cost them anything. Before you'd be like, hey, can you spend $9.99 for my movie? Or even Be Easy. Be Easy was on DVD back in the day, and
Oh
they'd have to pay
no.
like $20 for it, you know.
Are you
So
serious? Oh wow. Is that old?
yeah,
That movie that old?
huh?
That movie is like that where it was like, is that old? Where you have to be like to
Yeah,
get
it
it?
was. Yeah, and it went through a distribution company, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it ended up on Netflix for a minute, for like a year, you know.
Oh
Yeah. So
no.
yeah. So now it's on Plex. Not excuse me, not yeah, it's on Plex and it's on Tubi, you know. But Mid City Dreamers, I mean that's my summer blockbuster movie.
Okay, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. We're gonna talk more to you, but let's get back in this countdown. The number 18 song comes from my former pastor, the late great Andre Crouch. This song is called "Oh Give Thanks." Let's get into it. Andre Crouch, "Oh Give Thanks" on Big Woo! Top 20 Thanksgiving countdown, baby. Yeah, y'all, that was the number 17 song. I've got plenty to be thankful for by Bing Crosby. And we're talking to our guest, Justin Charles. Justin, how did you what made you get your movies on Tubi? First of all, how'd you get it on Netflix? First of all, that's the big
So
question.
yeah, so I didn't have any control over that over there
Oh, you
because that was
did?
through the distribution company. They did what they did with that, you know. So
Oh, okay.
originally they were DVD copies, right?
Oh, okay.
And this came out when video streaming, like Netflix, like when they did their video streaming service.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember this, but like if you had a PlayStation, I think it's three,
Yeah.
maybe a
I
three or
remember.
something, right? You used to have to put the Netflix disc in the PlayStation to be able to stream it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I remember
Yeah, that's how
that.
you at first before you had Apple TVs and the Rokus and all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
Um,
part of the
y-
thing.
yeah, they send you the disc and then you could stream it. So nobody got my permission to put it up on Netflix in the first place. I know Netflix had
Oh.
like 60 physical copies of because I got to see where the movie went, and
Oh,
I
okay.
know they had like
How did you see that?
huh.
How did you see that?
Oh no, because like the distribution company provided me with a sheet, where the uh
Oh.
the copies went. So like this company, Hastings, they got like 400 or 500 copies of it. So it went out
Oh,
to like
okay.
the Midwest and the East Coast, a lot of copies, right? It wasn't even over here on the West Coast that much, But
Oh, it
like
wasn't.
yeah, and so like I said, Netflix, they whoever at Netflix, they just put it on their streaming platform, no permission from me, you know. But at that
Oh,
point, what was, I don't know the legalities of that, you know? I mean, it
yeah.
was so new streaming, you know? So
Yeah.
just kind of like how reality TV was, where they weren't giving residuals, because there was no SAG after, you know, except for reality TV. So they just pay those people out, you know? But,
Wow.
but yeah, yeah, I didn't put it on there. That's the
Oh,
bottom
you
line.
didn't.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't get anything off of that. Yeah.
But then how did you get it? How did it become on Tubi? The distribution just put it on Tubi.
I mean, a lot of these movies that were from the early to mid 2000s,
Uh-huh.
were just thrown up there and,
Oh.
bootlegged and all this kind of stuff, right? Because my movie's on Plex. I didn't put it on Plex. Probably somebody, I don't know, maybe the original distributor went ahead and threw it up there and, I could go after it legally or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to do with that. But I know one thing with the Mid City Dreamers, I'm not looking for like a Netflix deal or anything because that's something I could, if you do go with a distributor, right?
Uh-huh.
And depending on terms of whatever, hey, they could do what they want with your movie. They can show it if they want, you know? So
Oh wow.
yeah, so the
I
thing
didn't
is
know.
yeah, so at this point I just want to build everything out. I want to own all my IPs, you know, and distribute
Yeah.
them. So whether it makes $300 or 300,000 or 3 million, it'll go to my company. You know,
Yes.
and all my hard work. And it's funny because I already got people approaching me. Like, hey, you need distribution. I'm like, yeah, I know. You just want to put it under your account,
That's
and then do
basically
the
what it is.
yeah, and I did all this work, man. It's a lot of hours, writing, shooting, whatever, and I just don't want to hand it over, you know.
I understand. I definitely understand. Trying to keep it independent. It's so important to be independent these days.
Yeah.
Um, it really is. It really is. I find that also with my music too. But we're not talking about me. We're talking about you. Uh, let's get back in this countdown. The number 16 song comes from Johnny Cash. This song is called Thanksgiving Prayer. Let's get into it. Thanksgiving Prayer by Johnny Cash on Big Top 20 Thanksgiving Countdown. That I stole that from Soul Train. But you guys, that was the number 15 song. That was called "Be Thankful for What You Got" by William Devon. Now it's time to get into the first extra song of the week. The first extra song of the week comes from a very good friend of the show. Hopefully, he'll be back. This back on the show. This is by a good friend. His name is Borian, and the song is from his latest EP. And this song is called "Peaks and Valleys." Let's get into it. "Peaks and Valleys," but by Borian, the first extra song of the week on Big Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was the first extra song of the week, Borian with "Peaks and Valleys." We're talking to our guest Justin Charles. And wow, how do you get actors? Uh, do you pay them a salary, or they do it voluntarily, or how do you
Um,
get the actors to be
So
involved in this?
yeah, so I guess when people are like building out their reels, right? People will
Yeah,
be willing to work, for free or whatever. And so I work for free on a lot of, short films back in the day and stuff like that. And but with this, I try to pay everybody something, you know.
yeah,
So, people have, like whatever their contract is, what it is. And I ain't gonna speak on the details of that, but
yeah,
but I try to compensate people for their time. And I think it is important because what it ended up happening with the schedule being stretched out, like we
uh-huh.
didn't know how this movie was gonna go from March to November. Now it hasn't been completed, almost completed, you know
Wow,
but it kept the morale up. I'm pretty sure, when people have to drive an hour, in rush hour, like 5 o'clock in the evening, and they got to get from Torrance to the valley, you know at the
yeah,
very least enough for where they can get some gas and a meal or something,
for
but
real, for real.
but one thing that just from my experience as an actor, and even doing background extra work where you don't necessarily get treated well by people,
Yeah,
is that I try to have a set that's very, very positive, right?
yes,
I don't raise
yes.
my voice. I don't micromanage anybody, any of the actors,
Okay,
right? And I really want them to have a good experience and be proud of the work that they do. As far as getting the actors, so there's different ways. So the lead actor, Steve Barnes, who plays Damien, in the film, he's the rapper that gets the record
okay.
deal. I've known him since high school, you know,
Wow.
and he's been a part of everything that I've done. Short films, the first two feature films, right? And with this one, I wasn't even necessarily looking for him to be the lead, you know. But then he did a music video that I saw, and I'm like, you know what? I think he could be Damien, you know, because I was just gonna have him
Wow.
like cameo and do like a performance,
Yeah.
before the main group in the film. And
Uh-huh.
so I end up, working with him, and he's great. Like me and him talk every day about the character and stuff like that, and it just evolved from there. Then there's Chizuko, who plays Melody in the film. She's the singer. I met her through a mutual friend, and she
Oh,
auditioned traditional way, and she ended up getting the role. She's an amazing singer, which
oh,
I needed. Yeah, I needed. And then everyone else, I put up casting notices on backstage.com. So that's a website where, actors, models, other people, cinematographers, they're in
Yeah.
the, they're put their resumes up, right? So with them, I'll send them the size, the script, you know, or
Uh,
they submit, or I look, I look for people, and it's just like that, man. You know, I cast them that way.
do you write your own scripts, or somebody else writes them for you,
No,
or
I
you have a
write,
partner?
I write, no, I write,
Oh.
and that's kind of how I want it. I for my career, I pretty much
Uh-huh.
want to shoot everything I write, you know,
Oh,
because I love it. I love writing, you know, and with Mid City Dreamers, I spent
uh-huh.
I wrote the first draft 30 days, and then I wrote the second, third, fourth, fifth draft, over the course of the summer into the fall last year, you know. And then once the actors they got in their roles, because I'm, shooting it and the editing and all this stuff, right? For instance, Shizuko had said she thought the Melody character was kind of weak, right? And
Oh,
so,
wow.
you know, uh, because she communicated that to me, it's like I saw her point of view on that, and I actually wrote a
Yeah.
scene earlier in the film where she's like more assertive, you know, and I think it
Okay.
actually helped the character, you know, and so I can
Okay.
appreciate that versus like someone, just want to like, I'm not gonna do these lines or whatever, but let's have a
Yeah.
conversation about it because it might be uh something I'm missing, you know. And so as
Yeah.
I'm writing this movie, it's like I'm learning, just like I'm learning on the set, just what I'm learning the actors, you know. They got different ways of performing, you know. Some
Yeah.
are more natural, right? Some use method acting, some are
Yeah.
just like personality actors, right? And the
Yeah.
personality shines, you know. And then some are real technical, like Chiziko, she's very technical. Like when I edit, like literally she does the same exact movements. Like it's
Wow.
almost seamless with her, you know. So
Wow.
or with Steve, like he could go to like 11, right? And so
Yeah.
I develop a method of kind of modifying his performance, right? Because he goes extreme, and so what I do is I tell him like, okay, when I do the scene faster, right? So in editing, I got these different tempos I could use to like craft his performance, you know. So
That's,
yeah, learn a whole lot, man.
I understand. I understand. We're going to talk more to you, but let's get back in this countdown. The number 14 song comes from Kelly Clarkson. This song is called Thankful. Let's get into it. Thankful by Kelly Clarkson on the big old Top 20 Thanksgiving countdown. Yeah, you guys, we did three in a row for you. We did Kelly Clarkson with Thankful. We did Otis Redding with I Want to Thank You. And number 12 was by Celine Dion. The song was also called Thankful. Now it's time to get into the comedy corner. The comedy corner comes from a good friend of the show. His name is Paige the Maniac. Let's get into it. The comedy of Paige the Maniac on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was the awesome Paige the Maniac. He's been on the show. I think he was on the show last season. And we're talking to our guest, the director, actor, Justin Charles. Man, you're doing a lot. You've done a lot. Um, what's one thing that you really would like to do? I ask everybody this.
As far as what? As far as like film?
A film, directing, whatever you want to do.
I mean, like it's funny because like I wanted the lane I wanted to go into was like horror films, you know?
Oh,
So like I got a lot of ideas and stuff that I'd want to like execute on, right? But right
yeah.
now I've kind of like moved into this lane of like of dramas, you know? And I think I'm pretty good at it and I'm gonna continue on with it for a while. There's this feature film script I'm gonna work on right after this. It's a project with my sister, you know?
Oh, okay.
She has a children's book that's out right now, and as well as a doll, too.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we're gonna collaborate on that. And I'm like really passionate about that movie, because I
That'd be
really,
really,
really, really want to work with her. You know,
that'd be
I think we
really cool.
yeah, I think we got the same energy, same drive right now in life. And I think that it'd be like special to work on that project with her, you know.
Wow, that'd be really cool.
Hmm.
Would you expect to have the with the Mid City Dreamers? When do you expect that to be released?
So my goal for that is March 2025. you know. And right
Oh,
now,
okay.
yeah, right now I'm on schedule for it, you know. Um,
Uh-huh.
but I wanted to roll out March so maybe it could pick up traction by the summer, you know. So when
Yeah.
kids are out or whatever, because it is somewhat family friendly. It's not
Yeah.
not any cursing in the film, you know. Um, a lot of positive music in the film,
Okay.
and the everybody's really really likable, the actors, you know. So I think it'll be a crowd pleaser for sure, for sure, for sure. You know, I think people
Okay.
are really gonna enjoy it, and I think it's gonna get watched over and over and over again over the summer. Shoot, well into the fall, man. I think it's a film that pretty much can get released at any time of the year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's got very universal themes, and I think it's a special film for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. We're going to talk more to you, but let's get back in this countdown. For the sake of time, I got to keep on going. The number 11 song comes from Merle Haggard. This song is called Thanking the Good Lord. Let's get into it. Thanking the Good Lord by Merle Haggard on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you all, that was the number 10 song, Blessed by Martina McBride. And it's time to get into the second extra song of the week. The second extra song of the week is also by Borian. This actually comes from his new EP that was released last month. It's called Mactub. The song is called It Was Written. It's my second favorite song by him. Let's get into it. It was written by Borian, second extra song of the week on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was Brian. It was written. Don't ask me to sing it because I don't know the lyrics. It's the mess. I don't know the lyrics. That's like I'm sitting there. I can make up something, but I don't want to do it right now. Oh, you guys, I always tell you guys how I met my guest. Me and him are co-workers. Actually, he actually is. I don't know if we actually call ourselves co-workers, but he's on the shift after me. And I think one day I stood over. You know what I'm saying. I held over,
It did
and
hold over, yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And he was telling me he's a film worker. I said, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Wow!" I said, "You got to be on my show," and he showed me the previews of Mid City Dreamers. I was like, "Oh man, that is really tight. That's really tight, man. You're doing a lot. You're doing big things. Um, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?"
I mean, I see myself making movies, man. I mean, that's what like I'm like so laser focused. I got like a 7 year plan right now on all the
Yeah.
the the the, the feature films that I want to do, that I want to write. I think I'm gonna spend my can you see me?
Yes, I see you.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna spend my 2025 after I release this, I'm gonna just be writing, and then start shooting stuff in 2026. You know? So I'm gonna
Oh,
just
that's
like build up, I guess Tyler Perry style, right? Build up the little
yeah,
catalog of scripts. And
yeah,
it's one thing I want to say, just for people, you know, there's a lot of naysayers, right? There's a lot of
yeah.
people that wanna, if you don't mind, about to say
Go
this,
ahead.
but there's a lot
Do
of people out there that's really, because you don't have all the resources, or it doesn't look like a traditional, right?
Yes, yes,
I just think if you're passionate about something, just go for it, right? Because
yes,
you're always gonna have people telling you that, hey, you don't have this and this and that, so you can't do this, right? Or you shouldn't do this because you don't have this. You know, it's like, oh, your script is like this or whatever. You know what? Like, you can't buy the experience, because I'll tell you this: I had an individual that was gonna do my movie, right?
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Auditioned for it. And then the person's agent told him, "Hey, don't do it because he's a one-man band." Because I shot this movie by myself. I don't have a crew. You know,
Wow.
I didn't have
Okay.
anyone else, working. I did all the lighting, and the thing is, I had to learn the lighting. You know, I had to
Wow.
learn over the next 6 months, man, through trial and
Uh-huh.
error, whatever. You know, I can pretty much go in any situation now and light it up, no problem. You know, but that was one of my fears when I first started, you know, was how I'm gonna light. Is I was
Yeah.
watching YouTube videos and reading stuff online, and just practice it every day. But yeah, the individual or agent told her don't do it because it's a one man movie. And she's like, yeah, because it's gonna take you all day to do the lighting and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, but on a set you'd be on there for like 12 hours anyway. you know,
Yeah. Yes.
on a major production, right?
That's
But
real. That's true.
but my thing was, you know, uh, work with me. And she's like, no,
Yeah.
I can't. But when you make it, I'll work with you then. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
That
like,
makes no sense.
no, because now I know how you are. No, but I'm
Yeah.
like, but why would you rob yourself the opportunity to grow as an actor?
Yeah.
You
That
know,
makes no sense. Yeah.
you need a reel. I mean, you would think the agent would want you to have a reel, you know,
Yeah.
especially like, and the thing is, you don't know is like, where are these filmmakers that are gonna come up? Where are they gonna come
Yeah.
from?
Yes.
Because if you think I'm at the bottom, like you're at the bottom,
Yeah.
I don't look at it that way, but if we're trying to come up, you don't think Denzel and Spike Lee? I mean, you can see their careers, you can see them growing together.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson, all these people, they've been working with each other since the '80s, and now they're at the
Yeah.
top of their careers, you know. Shoot, they could,
Yeah.
Scorsese and Robert De Niro, go all the way back, right?
Yeah. That's
You
real.
know,
Yeah. That's real about it.
Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, all that stuff, Joe Pesci and them,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
now, in their older age, they do something like Killers of the Flower Moon. And I remember him saying he's just like, oh, we just do head nods now, you know, because they know each other, and they came up together. So it's just like, I would say for someone like Steve who plays Damien, he's been there since high school, you know,
Wow.
and it's something
Wow.
like 20 something years later, you know,
Wow.
and we're
Yeah.
still working together, you know. And me and him,
Wow.
like I said, we talk every day, you know.
Wow. That is so
Hmm.
cool.
Hmm.
But that was yeah, that's deep. That's deep. That's a real deep point.
Right.
But you know what?
And so I encourage the new actors, find these directors that, hey, they're shooting something on the iPhone or whatever, but you see that they got passion and
Yeah.
drive,
Yeah.
ambition is like something you can't buy, right?
No.
To
Yes.
get up here, at what, at like 10 o'clock in the morning, get up and,
Yeah.
and do a podcast or whatever, or you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah. That's dedicated. That's dedication. It really
dedication,
is.
man. If you see somebody that has that potential in them, invest in them just like I invest in people. I invest in
Yeah.
people, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Hmm.
with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Um, but like I said, for the second time, let's get to this next. Let's get to these next three songs. Number nine song comes from yours truly. I'm a singer. I got to play one of my songs on the countdown, and this song is actually called "Thank You, Lord." Let's get into it. Thank you, Lord. On Big Old Top 20 Thankful Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was a number. We did three in a row. We did "Thank You, Lord" by me, Keith Urban with "Thank You," and another Keith Urban song with "But by the Grace of God." And this is the final song. Now it's time to get into Independent Song of the Week, and this is the final song from the Brian EP Mac Dub. This song is called "Rain Away." Let's get into it. The Independent Song of the Week, Orion with "Rain Away" on Big O's Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was Lorian with Rain Away. We're talking to our guest, Justin Charles. Justin Charles. Justin, what are you most thankful for?
Most thankful for? I mean, I'm happy to have my family. So I'm thankful for them, you know.
Yeah,
I'm thankful that I have my mindset, you know, very
yeah,
thankful with, being, like being who I am, you know,
yeah,
that I have a sense of self and worth and stuff like that, you know. But I'm thankful that I'm able to be in a position to collaborate with people, and just like I'm dreaming, they're able to realize their dreams too. You know, I'm happy when someone's like watching their footage themselves on screen or whatever, and they're smiling. Like I love it. I love that uh, people have like a sense of pride. And they're happy with working on this project. So I'm thankful for that.
that is awesome, man. That is really, really awesome. I'm gonna come back to you, but let's
Hmm.
get back to the countdown. The number six song comes as one of my absolute favorites on this countdown. This is by Marvin Sapp. The song is called "Give Thanks." Let's get into it. "Give Thanks" by Marvin Sapp, number six on Big Old South 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was a number 5 song. Walter Hawkins with "Thank You." Tragedies are coming. You know that song. Thank you. I want to say thank you. Yeah, that was my song. Yeah, 'cause he's looking at me like you don't know. It's an old gospel. It's an old gospel song, brother. It's an old gospel song. Go look it up. I was like, now it's time to get the old school jam of the week. Old school jam of the week. You know I got to play an old school. I don't know why this song. I've been playing this song a lot lately. This is by Jade. This song is called "Don't Walk Away." Let's get into it. "Don't Walk Away" by Jade. Old school jam of the week on Big Old Step 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was Jade. Don't walk away. My
Yeah,
love won't go.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know the lyrics.
that was a
I know the
jam.
song '90s. Yeah, yeah, I know
Man,
that
that
'90s
was a
song.
jam back in the day, man. 90s music was, man, oh my gosh, it
I
was
mean,
really good. But
you
go
know what?
ahead.
It's funny because that's kind of the inspiration for Mid City Dreamers, right? Is because I
Okay.
remember when I was a kid, all those '90s soundtracks from like Mo Money, Best Man, Friday, was it like Love Jones, all that stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Boomerang, those
Yeah.
soundtracks, right? That's the inspiration. I wanted to bring that back, you know?
Oh, okay.
So that's what like
Okay.
Mid City Dreamers has this really cool soundtrack, to accompany the movie, you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put it
Yeah.
out on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff, whatever.
Oh,
But
that's something
but
cool.
I just remember how much, Men in Black, right?
Yeah.
Here come the men, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we used to, you love the soundtracks to the movies, and it made it makes it memorable, you know.
Yeah.
Like you'll always associate and you'll have good feelings about it. When you hear the Men in Black song or, something off the Nutty Professor soundtrack or, set
Yeah.
off or Space Jam. To me, like, the Space Jam soundtrack. I still
That
listen
was
to
so
that.
fun. You
Hit
do.
'em high, hit 'em high. You hit 'em low, hit 'em. You remember that?
Yeah, I
From back
remember
in the day?
that.
Yeah,
I remember
man.
that.
So
I remember that.
so yeah, like, um, since I'm a '90s kid, you know,
Uh,
um, a lot of my inspiration for films and stuff come from
uh,
that decade, you know. So
yeah.
I carry that with me, especially like The Matrix is one of my favorite films of all times. You know, I
Oh,
actually
man.
went to started school when that came out, film
Oh,
school.
for real? Oh, for
Yeah,
real?
yeah. So that was a big inspiration for me at the time. It's all futuristic and I just love the story. You know, just love the
Wow.
story. Like you know, I got a lot of favorite films. You know, shoot,
You know
like.
what?
hmm,
We're gonna, you know what? I'm gonna do it like this. All right, I'm gonna say it. Give me. I always do this. I always do this. Don't take it personal. What does your love life look like? Tell everybody about your personal life.
my
Just a little
love
bit.
life.
A little snippet. I ask everybody this.
Yes, I mean, shoot, I've been married. I've been with my wife for like 18 years. You know.
Shout her out. Shout her out. Shout her out.
What's up, Evelyn? Yeah, man. Been with her for 18 years. I think we've been married for like, I don't know, 15. I think it's been
um,
like, oh, no, probably.
what does she feel about your filmmaking?
It's hard to say, man. Yeah, I'm assuming that she's for it. But like, marriage, man. It's complex, man. You
It
know.
really is. Yeah, it
You
really
got your
is.
ups and downs and stuff. It's just like, we have two kids, so it's a lot going on, you know,
Yeah,
filmmaking, it's you got to put a lot of energy into it, and it's a lot
yeah,
of emotions and it's just a lot, you know, to
yeah.
try to get
Oh,
all this stuff done. And yeah, it's a lot.
I know it is. But you have a 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm timing you for the inspiration. Give somebody something inspirational, like you really want
I
advice
think,
or anything.
but yeah, I would just say, look, you know, if there's something that you want to do that is passionate, and I tell my daughter, I said, put in your 10,000 hours, you know, because especially now I'm like, yeah, she's an artist, she wants to draw, you know, maybe be an animator. Do it. Start doing your research, whether it's YouTube videos or, going to the library or just looking at articles online or finding books or whatever, you know, try to
Yeah.
try to get as much information as you can, you know.
Uh-huh.
Um, just go for it, man. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know. I
Uh-huh.
think ultimately you really do fail if you don't even try, you know,
Uh-huh. That's
but
true.
you got to go through the growing pains,
That's,
but in this movie, since I didn't have anyone to help, right? We
uh-huh.
go scene to scene and we shout out a sequence, right? Shout out a sequence. So you're gonna see
Uh-huh.
varying degrees of like skill level, you know. So sometimes it's gonna look, phenomenal, and sometimes it's just gonna look okay. You know, I don't think it's gonna look bad, but
Yeah.
I think I just think ultimately if it's something you want to do, right? Just go for it, man. Just go for it. Even if you don't have all the money. Just even if you got to shoot on your iPhone. People think they're like, well, no one really means that. No. I mean the quality of it is good enough, man. Just work on
Yes.
yourself. Just
Yes,
do
yes,
it.
yes.
Yeah,
You're
just
right.
do it. Just
You're
go
right.
for it.
You're right. Good
Yeah.
advice. Good
Hmm.
advice. Good advice. That's really good advice. But let's get back in this countdown. The number fourth song comes from the late great Frankie Beverly and Maze. This song is called "I Want to Thank You." Let's get into it. "I Want to Thank You" by Frankie Beverly and Maze on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, we did a three in a row for you. We did "I Want to Thank You" by Frankie Beverly Maze. Number three was Mary Chapin Carpenter with "Thanksgiving Song," and number two was another Andre Crouch song. The song was called "Thank You for Everything." Now it's time to get into the number one song. The number one song? No, it's not me. This song is by BB Winans. This song is called "Thank You." Let's get into it. Number one, "Thank You," BB Winans on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, yo, that was a number one. Thank you by Baby Winans. You never heard it, but anyways, Justin, how can people reach you?
You could check out my movie, at least the website, right, at midcitydreamers.com. So midcitydreamers.com. And then you can follow me on Instagram at It's Justin Charles. See, I made it easy. It's Justin Charles. So you can find me
Okay.
on there, and I post updates about the film and you just see, I post a lot of pictures of my cast and stuff like that, and everything related to the film and beyond. They can catch me on there. It's Justin Charles.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I want to say thank you to our guest, Justin Charles, and also want to say thank you to all the listeners that's been holding us down for the past 9 seasons. Thank you to Spreaker. Thank you to Apple Podcasts, also the Block FM. We recently reunited with Kill Radio, SoCal. Thank you so much. Oh, the cross question for the week, because I'm giving away copies of this new book that's out right now. That's yes, out. Actually, it's going to be out right now. So this is Thanksgiving. So yeah, it came out on Monday. So I'm giving away copies. So what was all right? The question is, what was the name of his first movie that he produced? That's the question for this week. And if you all want to reach me, you can reach me at www.linktree.com/OLUSHEYI. You'll find this banjo, BANJO, and you'll find this episode on here as well as all great things and links that I have. Um, Thought for the week: never give up. Just keep on going and doing what you have to do. And the gospel song, we always end this with a gospel song. Since I didn't play it on the countdown, I'm gonna play my song. This song is called "Thankful," the worship song. That's my song. And may God bless you. May God keep you until we meet again.